Welcome back to the Mabee Center. Thank you, Jeff. I'm telling you, Coach, I think there were some pretty good comments right there at the end. J.V. Haney with Rick Corey, and we're talking about the butterflies and how tomorrow is such a huge moment, but you got to get by this one first.
You have to get by this. You know, we talk about this in the state tournament. The first game is so hard to get by. The second game becomes equally hard, but what a thrill to make it to the finals.
Take a look at the starting lineups here. Edmond, Santa Fe, the Wolves go with Shaw, Hardiker, Manello, Udo, and Haymaker. And on the right, you're seeing the Putnam City Pirates with Ternius, Henry, Johnson, Edwards, and Clark. And the guy to watch, C.J. Henry, JV, probably going to be a millionaire baseball player, but he's not bad at this sport.
He is a tremendous basketball player, and we're seeing some outstanding talent here this afternoon between two schools, Rick, that have played one another. And I'm sure that in the area of competition, they may not like one another very much. So this should be a tremendous semifinal game with Henry and Clark for Putnam City. It just can't get much better.
Now let's talk about styles here. With Putnam City, you're talking about the top offense in the state, 73 points per game, and the only loss they've had comes from this other team on the other side, Edmond Santa Fe. What are we looking for?
Well, I think you're going to see the type of game here. I don't believe it's going to be a high-scoring game, yet the capability of both teams is certainly there. But this is going to be an outstanding rebounding game. Both teams can rebound the ball. Both teams can shoot the ball well. So it would look like you could have a high offensive type game, but I think that the defense is going to be the key, and the rebounding is certainly going to be so important to both teams.
C.J. Henry, probably one of the two best players in the state overall, a 6'3" senior guard, averages 24 a game, 8 rebounds, and shoots 53% from the floor, and that's a nice percentage considering how many threes he takes.
Well, you know, he's a tremendous player. He's on everybody's blue chip list. If he wasn't playing baseball, every Division I school in the country would be after him. But what impresses me, Rick, more about C.J. Henry is the fact that he has such tremendous body control. He can be off balance, almost flying through the air, and when he releases the ball, he releases it in perfect form, and that's why he shoots well. 40% from the three-point range in high school, that's incredible.
Well, and as JV said, there's probably a little bit of a rivalry between these two. You see Putnam City already on the floor, and Edmond Santa Fe getting a little excited about it. And remember now, these Edmond schools, at one time it was just Edmond, and then they began to split, and before you know it, there's 2 or 3 high schools. And Santa Fe, the newest of the group, really coming into its own, isn't it?
Really, and you know, the same thing happened in Putnam City as those districts begin to split and create multi-high schools. Why, for a long time they were kind of down, but now they have all recovered and certainly have great programs out there. And I don't know, not living in the Oklahoma City area, but I think it's very similar to metropolitan area. Jinx and Union play, not a lot of love there. No. They don't just hate one another, they just don't like one another.
Well, and that's what you're going to find here. And of course, on Edmond Santa Fe side, you want to keep your eyes on Obi Manello and Epe Udo. Those are the 2 guys that carried most of the load scoring-wise here. So, as Pat Jones might say, it's hold on to your hat time.
It's here. I tell you another guy you want to look, Drew Haymaker, number 50 for Santa Fe. He is a force inside.
And the tip goes to Putnam City, and here comes C.J. Henry. Henry is a guy that can create in many different ways, but also assist-wise has done a terrific job this year.
And we've seen him yesterday go inside and post up.
Long shot, not any good by Keith Clark there, but the rebound back to Henry. C.J. Henry with 68 assists this year, 6.8 a game. Here comes Edmond Santa Fe, and they talk about running. Here it comes. Manel out front, that's Hardiker.
And both teams have confidence in their defense. They come out in straight man defense, both teams.
Hardiker, the guy out front that'll run it. There's Haymaker that JV talked about. And here's the guy that'll create for Edmond Santa Fe. But Manello's shot rejected inside. Keith Clark knocks that one away.
And that's another one of those just humongous type block shots.
Well, the Bartlesville kids were yelling, "You got swatted." That's one you might yell it on right there. Long 3 off the front of the rim, and Santa Fe with the rebound. Baseball pass. Hits in the back of the head, Kendall Johnson, and goes out of bounds. Santa Fe will take it out underneath the basket.
A very quick alert in there by number 15 from Santa Fe. Hardaker really looked down court real quick. That's what you do. As soon as you get the ball, look down court.
Inbounds pass right away. The shot goes up and just off by Drew Haymaker. Rebound to the Pirates. We talked about this last night. It probably happens just as much here. These two have played twice already. You talked about a little dislike. You get a little tense in the first couple of minutes, don't you?
You really do. And keep in mind, this is the number 1 and number 2 team in the state. according to the Daily Oklahoman. Bartlesville is number 1 on this side of the state, but you take those 3 and all of them are number 1s, all of them are number 2s, or all of them are number 3s. They're just all very good basketball teams.
And of course, we talked about the fact these two have played each other. As a matter of fact, they opened the season against each other. Putnam City won that game 72-62. However, Santa Fe beat them at home 60-55. That one January the 28th. So this is the rubber match, and it's for the big deal. Everybody wants to win this one to go play Bartlesville for the title. There's Manello underneath, and he's got the first 2 home. Moby Manello averages 17 a game and a 2-0 lead for Edmond.
And the little shuffle cut, the old Bruce Drake shuffle cut, gives them a real easy layup.
I guess I have to say Santa Fe. There's so many Edmonds, you better go with the last name, huh?
Yes.
Henry showing why he does what he does. Creates off the backboard, and the putback by Keith Clark, so we're all tied up. This one's just got the feel of one that's going to go this way the whole game.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a great deal of distance between these two teams at any time.
Trying to go underneath Hardiker, and that one goes out of bounds to Putnam City. Interesting, Putnam City, one of only 4 schools in the state that has an apparel and shoe contract. Now, how about that for a high school?
Well, I tell you, when you have players like Clark and Henry, I suppose those sorts of things come your way, don't they?
They do. Foul underneath, and that one looks like it's going to go on Hardiker. There'll be some rough stuff going under there. You're talking about some 6'7", 6'8" guys, 6'9" guys under there. There'll be some pushing stuff.
You know, that's a good point, Rick, because these kids are all good players, college-type players, and it's going to be aggressive.
Little running right-hander, off balance, but it goes down for Kendall Johnson. And that's, you talked about body control earlier. That's really one of the big differences at this level, isn't it? These kids can do that.
Oh, they really can, and you know, they don't slip, they don't get off balance and take shots that they shouldn't.
Way out front, that one no good by Andy Shaw. Rebound once again to Keith Clark.
How about that behind the back pass?
Long 3 off the back of the rim. Santa Fe's big guys handle it about as much as their guards do, JV.
You know, they really do, and they're so strong that they're not going to lose the ball on a little bump.
Left side, there's Manello once again. That one's too long and out of bounds to Putnam. Putnam City, of course, as JV mentioned, split off to Putnam North.
And you know, you look at Manella, he is 6'5", and he is listed and plays a true guard position.
Yep, he is listed as a guard. You know, he's a junior, so is Epe Udo. This is a very junior-laden team. They start all juniors, as a matter of fact. Johnny Young gets a lot of playing time as a senior. Way out front, off the back, and it's Haymaker with the rebound. Knocked away and stolen. Adam Turnius.
Well, Manella is guarding C.J. Henry, and that is 2 outstanding high school players going head up. Height advantage Manello, but doesn't mean that'll be an advantage in the end.
But between the legs dribbled by Keith Clark, and there's a 6'9" guy showing a little movement and hits that little 10-footer.
Well, they have him listed as a guard, as a center. I'm changing it and making a C a G.
I think you might want to. Well, Magic Johnson changed it for everybody, didn't he, when he ran it from out front at 6'9".
Yes, he did.
And actually, Paul Pressey had a lot to do with that, too, back in his days in the NBA when he played the old point forward position. Inside, terrific dish, and Drew Haymaker gets it home. That was Epe Udo with a terrific pass.
Great assist, and that's what impressed me yesterday about Haymaker. He is so strong in there. He can take a little bump and still put it softly on the glass.
And Edmond has got a player down. I believe that's Andy Shaw.
Looks like he's holding his shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen so many of those.
Well, one thing that happens, you know, in football, at least you've got ground to fall on or the new artificial turfs, but out here it's just that hardwood, and if you land just wrong on the shoulder, not a good thing.
We'll get another close look at it here in replay and see if we can see exactly what happened. You see him just really falling down there. Andy Shaw.
Looks like he's holding the wrist or the forearm. He's patting the shoulder.
Yeah, it looks like possibly a dislocation. That happens a lot.
Well, one thing that they do a very, very good job of, and JV, this has come a long way. Well, I'll say since your days of coaching, I'll gig you a little bit. The medical attention now at the arenas, boy, is it different?
Oh, is it different? You know, we had Band-Aids and aspirin. If you got hurt, we put an aspirin over the sore spot, put a Band-Aid over it and said, you're all right, go play. And we didn't know any better. That was what was so bad.
It has changed.
When you played, you couldn't get a drink either, could you, Rick?
No, they wouldn't let you do that. That was for the other guy. Terrific creation once again by C.J. Henry. He knocks it down, and the Pirates lead by 4, and he will go to the line.
And did you see the elevation that C.J. Henry had on the drive? Very difficult shot to hit the ball when you're gliding through the air, but he had complete control. We get a good look at it coming out of the corner. Look at the elevation. Drifting, soft shot.
And then he hits the free throw to give him a 5-point edge. And the thing that's impressive, it's not just the elevation, it's how long he stays up there. I mean, he just glides.
Hang time.
Well, I've got to have a ladder to get anywhere near there and stay. Santa Fe down by 5. Got to make something happen. Inside. Can't get that one to go. Once again, it's Haymaker that just can't get it to fall. Here comes Henry. Terrific move to the corner. The 3 won't go. And out of there with the rebound is Johnny Young.
And that's what I like so much about C.J. Henry. That time, a lot of players would have taken that shot, but he has a teammate open in the corner, and he delivers it to him for a good open 3.
Efe Udoh from way outside can't get it to go. And look at the height Henry gets on that rebound and now leads the break. And then got his own rebound. And then knocked it out of bounds. He may sell popcorn and clean up before he's done. Well,
they listed at 6'3". He went right up over Munlo, who is 6'5" on the defensive rebound. And we get a good look at it right here. Now look who comes up. Boom, right up again. Up hard, down hard. Stays after. That's a competitor too, Rick.
He's got 6 rebounds already. Manello creates to the glass, and terrific shot by Obi Manello.
Now just sit back and watch this. Now this is a matchup. Manello and C.J. Henry.
You know, and C.J. Henry, the shorter player, so you might think there's some disadvantage, but you mentioned that great body and hang time he's got. JV and I don't need to say much. We'll just kind of let the pictures do the talking. Here come the Wolves. Manello fading away. Can't get that one to go, but they will call the foul. JV, he's a guy, you know, he mentioned it to Manello. He's 6'5", but he doesn't look 6'5". He moves more like a 6'1" guy.
He really does. He's only a junior, so he has a lot of high school basketball left in him.
Averages 69% from the line, so he's a decent free throw shooter. Well, that looked pretty automatic right there. Under 2 minutes to go. Pirates by 2.
Games like this really brings the best out. You know, Terry Scott was talking about bringing your A game. This is a type of setting that makes you bring your A game.
And Manello with 6 already. His team only has 8, and he's got the 6. A little pressure. Not a hard time breaking it for Putnam City, and Henry with the ball again. Henry to Turnius, left side. Here goes the 3, and this time it goes down. Kendall Johnson knocks that one down, and the Pirates by 4.
Well, you know, he's a 35% three-point shooter, and that's good in high school.
Manello gets a nice pass inside to Udoh, but he can't handle it. Boy, and at some point, even though it's only a 4-point game and you're early in this thing, JV, at some point, you press a little, don't you, when you get behind?
Well, that will happen as you go along. And, you know, most coaches, if they're going to press in the second half, Rick, they will try to do it in the first half so they can see how the opposition brings the ball up. Then you can make your halftime adjustments accordingly.
Looks like a pretty good crowd here from the Oklahoma City area as well. Putnam City well represented, and Santa Fe too. Henry can't quite get that one off. Udoh with great defense comes up short. Now Udoh, that is Manello, runs the break. Oh, high off the glass, and was that a soft touch? That is 8 for Manello.
Now that was a 6'5" guy that you just don't see that often in high school make the change of pace dribble, the crossover, and then hang time once again about 4 seconds.
And made the defensive play on the other end to start the whole thing.
Coast to coast.
Putnam City still with the lead by 2. Inside to Henry. Oh, and wow, you talk about another great set of body moves by Henry. He's got 10.
But did you notice the position 5. He got on Munlo? He got him up in kind of a high post area, out of the lane, got him on his back, opened him up. Great play.
So that's 5 now for Henry.
You know, good players don't know they do that. That just becomes natural. They'll position you where they can get the basketball.
Yep. That's called talent right there, ability. Under 12 seconds to go now. Pirates by 4. The inside drive, and a terrific drive it was, but that thing goes off the front of the rim, bouncing around. Manello's on the ground with it. Slides it out. The last second three goes down. You might call it a prayer, but it was answered. Brandy Mays hits that three, and as we end the first period, the Pirates lead 14-13. 6A boys state championship basketball. It's the Ford Championship Madness here on the Cox Channel. Let's take a look at how some of that first half went, JV.
Well, there's a great move in there by Kendall Johnson for Putnam City, and then we see the great shot coming out of the corner once again, inside on the Wolves. Number 32 just doing a great job, Menlo. Another penetration. That was the good one where he really whipped everybody out on the floor and went coast to coast.
Well, you wouldn't expect a whole lot less from these two teams. A 1-point Pirate lead as we begin the second period. Winner gets the chance to play Bartlesville for the state championship in 6A. On three. Bounces around, won't go. Keith Clark comes down with the rebound, and the Pirates are going to run. Looks like underneath they're going to call the foul. Edmond Santa Fe's Rodney Island seems to be the guy that reached in there. His first.
You know, this official crew doing a good job. Only 6 fouls called here, and as hard as they're playing, that's not bad in a little over a quarter of action.
Here goes Henry and Manello again. Here comes the three, in and out. Manello with the rebound. Kendall Johnson just can't get that one to fall. Manello hands the ball to Henry. Well, that's one where the feet got ahead of the brain, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's right, but great feed in there by C.J. Henry. He got back at the right time, and Manello thought he was going to have him where he could take him on a crossover. It didn't work.
Turnius out front, goes underneath, and here goes Henry again. Just couldn't quite get the roll. And the Wolves have a shot to take the lead. They're down by 1. It's almost turned into a 1-on-1 with those two, but here comes the Pirates with a steal. Kendall Johnson slows it down. Then he gives it off to Demetrius Young, who was right away swatted out of bounds. That's not a place to be for the short guys.
No, it really isn't. And, you know, right there, Manello coming over, just no way that you're going to take the ball over an active 6'5" person.
Well, not a guy who's 6'5" and plays about 6'9". Pirates with the ball and the 1-point advantage, and Henry from the corner. No go. Drew Haymaker gets the rebound. All right, now you've kind of felt each other out for the first quarter, and you've already played twice, so you now got to settle into your game. To the hoops. There's the shot and the foul. Terrific drive by Chance Hardiker.
Chance Hardiker is the Suns coach, and this is a very gutsy drive. But he got the first step on him, and he's going to go all the way in. Good drive, and I'll tell you, he makes a big contribution to this team because he is so aware. Watching Chance yesterday, so aware of what is going on the court. He knows where everyone is at all times.
64% free throw shooter. Misses the first in. His dad had a little bit of he had some rumblings last year. We'll talk about that later on. He had a terrific basketball team. They're in the state playoffs and still had some problems. Obviously, he's come through that nicely. Hardiker misses the second as well, and Henry with the rebound.
Well, we are looking at 2 well-coached basketball teams, and regardless of what anyone would say, the 2 coaches that we see here this afternoon at the Mabee Center are very, very good.
Well, yeah, there's certainly, JB. You could take the kind of talent you have and not do a lot with it, but these guys they're actually giving the guys who have the best talent the best chance to show it. And there Henry creates the foul. I believe they called that one on Young, though. Yep, they called that one on Johnny Young inside. We'll see it again.
And you notice this at C.J. Henry, as soon as he gets a mismatch, and that's a mismatch, Young, against Henry. He takes him one-on-one, goes in. If he doesn't get the clean shot, he's able to manipulate it where he gets the free throws.
Henry, a 64% free throw shooter as well.
We talked about this yesterday, Rick. Even though he's a 64% shooter, in the clutch, he's about a 92% shooter.
Right. Well, you know, the coaches will tell you, and you know this, there are guys that want the ball in the clutch and guys that don't. This is one that does.
Well, I've had a lot of players that didn't shoot a high percentage free throw, but in the last 2 minutes, they are the ones I want to shoot it.
Henry misses both of them, so both teams having problems with free throws, and the Pirates still with a 1-point lead.
Well, if that was the last minute, you wouldn't see him missing it.
Probably not. Only one basket this entire quarter. And there's good news right there. You're seeing Andy Shaw back. The bad news is he threw it away, and the Pirates have it once again. You'll see Keith Clark bring the ball up. Not bad for a guy about 6'10". And then with the drive, Clark gets it to go, but they're going to call the offensive foul. And you talking about Chance Hardiker, and there he was, JV, taking that charge.
Let me tell you something. That's like jumping out in front of a train. We'll get a good look at it right here. He's perfectly still. He's had his position established, and he took about a 235-pounder coming right down the pike on him.
Well, he didn't even flinch, but he did have both arms crossed in front of him. That's the smart move because he knows he's going to take that shot.
Well, if he'd had time, he may have wanted to get a helmet put on.
You see Andy Shaw, number 11, back for Edmond, but they have heavily wrapped that left arm of his shoulder.
He obviously has been having shoulder problems.
Hardiker throws that one away, and then kind of slipped and dived in all at the same time, and they're going to call him for the foul.
Well, he certainly didn't mean to trip up the Putnam City player hustling after the ball, but have to call him.
All right, so here come the Pirates, and you've seen a couple of substitutions here as well. Out front. Trying to create the big long three off the rim, and Hardiker with the rebound. The little guy inside and running the break. Johnny Young goes back to Hardiker. Manello hasn't touched it enough in the last couple of minutes for me. There we go. You want this guy to win a game for you, he's got to have the ball in his hands. Hardiker from way outside, and now Edmond has their lead, 16-14.
That was an NBA three, and you could see it coming.
C.J. Henry goes behind the back. And let's trade threes. Nope, that one won't go. Drew Haymaker gets the rebound.
Well, you have to credit C.J. He's getting his teammates open looks.
Another three. Johnny Young. And Santa Fe suddenly has the 5-point lead and a timeout call. Well, JB, I don't think you'd expect anything less. Santa Fe with a 5-point lead. Putnam City had a 5-point lead earlier. These teams are just going to stand and slug it out like Rocky Balboa.
Well, each one of them are going to have their own little runs, and you see some good offensive movement here, getting the ball. And when you see a guy shoot the ball that quick, that deep, he's got the feel. The same thing is coming with Young out of the corner. Gets that good feel, gets that good rotation on the ball.
Well, if you love this basketball, then I've got good news for you. 3-point shooting so far. Santa Fe 3 of 7. The Pirates only 1 of 10.
And 1 of 10 will improve. It will definitely improve. That's like two teams coming out and shooting. One shooting 28%, the other shooting 60%. Those percentages will get together.
Yep, that's why they call them percentages. They average out, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Out front, Keith Clark, and we've seen him create from way out there. Both running very similar offenses, but they're just letting the guys that create. And there's Henry doing it.
What I like about Henry, when he goes inside, if he doesn't have one he thinks he can get down, he will find an outside person that's wide open.
They've switched now. Epe Udo is going to take Henry. Clark back to the front. Turnius.
Clark doesn't get the ball inside, Rick. He comes out to get it.
Right. Here's a guy that's 6'10" or so, and he's playing guard, basically. Interesting. Why do you think the change-up with Udo on Henry?
I don't know. I don't know what the thinking was on that.
Udo's trying to deny. Got him underneath. Clark gets inside and goes with the soft right-hander, but it won't go. Whoop. tied up out of bounds, and they're going to say it stays for Putnam City. Getting a little chippy out there too, isn't it?
You're going to see a little more aggressiveness. Clark goes up and tries to kind of force the shot right there.
Not much else to say.
No, I really think what Clark was going to do, not realizing he was out of bounds,
right,
thinking Smalley's trying to bounce it off. I don't think he was intending to show any disrespect there. No. I've got to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I think you're right on that one. Front end of the free throw is good by Keith Clark. He's 56% from the free throw line. He's the only guy out there with different color shoes, too. You notice he's got orange. Does that mean he's an OSU fan, or is that just what he likes?
I'm sure Cowboy fans would like to think so.
It's both ends, so now a three-point lead for Edmond Santa Fe, and here they come with the ball. Obi Manello, who hasn't scored in the last few minutes. Manello's a right-handed player, but he's got a great left-handed dribble, and use that left-handed dribble to go all the way to the hole.
You know, he's on the right-hand side. He goes across and gets a pick and gets a switch on defense. Henry switched off, and then he just took it to the rack.
Manello with 10 today. Henry has the mismatch, and he's going to try to take advantage of it. Backs in and puts up the right-hander. No good. Henry ended up that time with a mismatch on Johnny Young and tried to take advantage. And back to Manello. Long three. Nope. Here come the Pirates, down by 5. Oh, I think he's going to take this one. Nothing but net. C.J. Henry.
And Clark and Hardacre got tied up inside, and they're both down on the floor when C.J. puts it in the net.
Well, there are bodies everywhere. It's starting to look like football. Manello from top of the key, and he knocks it down. Oh, I'm telling you, if you didn't pay to get out here, you might want to come on. Three-pointers on the day. The Pirates 2 of 11, 4 of 9 for Edmond Santa Fe. Under 2 minutes to go, 5-point Edmond Santa Fe lead. Now, he took that one from Richard Fuqua land, J.B. Haney.
Yes, he did.
And you've seen Richard Fuqua shoot around in this arena.
Yes, I have, and I don't think Coach Birchie really wanted him to do that because there were no one underneath to do the rebounding, and you've got to have some rebounders in there when you put up a three.
And Coach Birchie's telling him that, I think, probably right now. But very calmly. To the line, Adam Turnius. Has not been a free throw clinic thus far. Turnius misses the front end. Putnam's trying to, well, both teams trying to substitute here, but they can't get him in just yet.
No, they got to wait till after the free throw is over. If he hits it, they get in. If he misses it, they don't.
Misses the second. Now they're going to let him come in. All right, so I guess they were just saying they were in the middle of the process.
Yeah, I think in between. I thought that was his second shot, and if he'd have missed it, I thought it was going to be played, but that's correct.
Rodney Ireland for Santa Fe and Jerome Callaway coming in for Putnam. Missed all 3 free throws, so it remains a 5-point Santa Fe lead. Manello. Yes, sir. When you're in a zone, you can tell it, and you can tell that with Obi Manello.
Well, he just went right up over that time, C.J. Henry, and, you know, he's got the spring to do it. C.J. kind of looked around like, my goodness, what can I do now? I had a hand right in his face. 16
for Manello out of the 27. Henry started to shoot, gets it off. Here comes the 3, and once again, that 3 is knocked down by Kendall Johnson.
Well, Kendall shoots 35% from the free-throw line. He averages 16 points, so they can't ignore him.
I don't think they will anymore. Santa Fe by 5, under a minute here in the half. Manello back to the front. Tried to get it down low, and up comes Putnam City with the ball. They wanted to work it to Udo and couldn't get it there. Santa Fe steals it right back, and it's Manello. Couldn't get it off his hip, and they'll call the travel. Just got a little carried away, didn't it?
Well, when you have players like this, it's going to happen like that. That transition will get a little bit out of control.
Well, and you can't tell him to stop that because 8 out of 10 times he's going to make a great play.
No, you can't ever just really try to suppress aggressiveness. You've got to let them be aggressive. The aggressive teams normally are the ones who win.
Under a half minute, 5-point lead for Santa Fe. And you, when a guy comes flying out and lands on his back, generally you're going to hear a whistle, and you did inside. They called that one, I believe, on 33. Rodney Island.
Well, there wasn't an opening, but he made an opening,
yes,
didn't he?
He did. Rodney Island plays the pulling guard part.
Yes.
Sends Adam to the free throw line. It's Adam Turnius. 63% shooter. Missed 2 just a couple of minutes ago. Misses that one, and inside, Epi Udo with the rebound, but he gets another. It's just practice, that's all it is.
Well, it's going to be interesting, Rick, in the fourth quarter, because I just don't believe 2 good basketball teams like we've been watching here will miss free throws in the fourth quarter.
No, and as you take a look at these two, and we'll talk more about it a little later on, you have to start thinking about how they match up with Bartlesville as well. Inbounds after the out-of-bounds play. Here come the Pirates. Clark gets it outside, and once again, he may not shoot a really high percentage, but right now Kendall Johnson is on fire. 2-point game, Edmond Santa Fe with 7 seconds to go. Santa Fe, Island puts up the long 3 and can't get it. 0.8 of a second on the clock. So basically, Coach, you got to catch and shoot.
Yeah, you can catch and shoot, but we see a lot of these where there's 0.3 of a second. You can't shoot it 0.3.
Let's see what they do. Ball was out of his hands, was it? Does it count? Yes, it does. And at the buzzer, Santa Fe takes a 5-point lead. That shot by Tyler Grubb, and they'll go to the halftime locker room up 30-25. It's everything you expected it to be. Putnam City and Edmond Santa Fe back for the second half after this. To the studio now. You're watching Ford Championship Madness here on the Cox Channel. There's no way. There's no way. Not a chance. Not a chance. That that took a second and a half. Well, Coach, I guess that's put well. Bartlesville awaits the winner. It'll be a West Side team. The question is, which West Side team right now?
Well, these two teams, it doesn't make a difference which one it is. They're going to be well represented because these are two outstanding 6A teams we're watching.
And we watched Manello and Henry battle so much in the first half. Is that going to be the story of this game when it's all over, those guys?
Oh, I think it will be. You know that C.J. Henry's going to be involved in it because he's such an outstanding player. So I think it's going to go right down to the wire with him.
Let's take a look at some of what happened in the first half. Highlights. Terrific between the legs dribble there by Keith Clark as he hits the shot. And then heating up from outside, none other than Kendall Johnson.
And that's a good look at C.J. Henry as he gets involved in the game. And there's your man coming in, Rick. What a great play he made, Mutlow.
Obi Manello, and here he is again from the outside, so he can do it both ways. The threes have been a big deal today, there's no question. And Manello again. All right, JV, let's take a look at it. Shooting from the field, 52% for Santa Fe, 31% for Putnam City, and three-pointers, 6 out of 12 for the Wolves, 3 of 13 for the Pirates.
Well, I say this about percentages. Those percentages will close together sometime before the end of the game. Rebounding about even, 18 and 16. 18 for Santa Fe, 16 for Putnam City. Turnovers, that could really be a problem there if Santa Fe continues to turn the ball over 2-1 over the Pirates.
Well, you certainly don't want 16 at the end of the game. In a state semifinal with 16 turnovers, you're probably not going to win. Leading scorers for Santa Fe, Manello, of course, was 16. Young has 6. Hardiker and Mays both have 3 for Putnam City. Johnson with 11, Henry with 8, and Clark with 6. Well, I think it's going to be a pretty classic second half, so once again, you might want to grab that nearest frosty beverage and hit the couch, because here we go.
And don't leave it, because we have 16 minutes, Rick, of outstanding high school basketball.
And we're talking intensity. It was fairly intense in the first half, and I think it's going to pick up a bit here.
Well, Santa Fe, the first adjustment, they're out in a 1-3-1 zone, looks like.
Putnam with the ball, feed to the outside, and there's the guy that's been hot, but he can't get the roll, Kendall Johnson. And Santa Fe will come out with it. All right, talk about why the switch to the zone.
Well, they just may do that just for a look early on and then go back to the man. They didn't keep it long enough. It could have been kind of a crazy. It could have been some kind of a triangle and 2 in there as well. We'll just have to wait and see on the second sequence.
Santa Fe willing to be a little bit more patient now, taking their time. Udo out front. There's Manello. Right side to the big guy, and he knocks it down. That's Drew Haymaker. Now there's a guy that is not afraid to take it from out there, JV. Shoots around 33% from 3.
No, and he was the one I mentioned earlier. Just from watching him yesterday, he's kind of an unseen force in there, but he'll step up and get a big one on you.
Now an 8-point Santa Fe lead. At what point will Putnam maybe start to push a little bit more than they should?
Well, I think we're going to have just a normal third quarter, but no telling. All stops will come out on the fourth quarter.
Bernius inside, and a very nice right hand by Keith Clark.
And Santa Fe's back in their standard man defense. And they may have just been kind of bluffing and laying off on that first sequence.
Udo out front, looks a little uncomfortable with the dribble, but he's taking it to the hole. Pulls up for the shot. No good, but there's JV's guy. Haymaker with that rebound, but can't get it to one of his own, and here comes C.J. Henry. Again, C.J. Henry, a guy who's probably going to make millions of dollars in baseball. Got him on the way in. That foul will go against the guy that's been pretty hot on 3 for Santa Fe, Johnny Young. Looked like he lost a mouthpiece or something there for a minute. Or was that a tooth?
Well, I think what he's saying in there that C.J. was kind of holding him off on the dribble.
So a 6-point lead for Edmond Santa Fe. Putnam City with a chance to cut into that. To the hole and down hard, and I mean hard. That is Demetrius Edwards.
And Drew Haymaker establishing.
Haymaker doing the nice job of getting the position so it goes the other direction. And here comes a little pressure from Putnam City.
Well, I think you're going to see a lot of it, Rick, in about the last 6 minutes of this game. Why they're going to be pushing and trapping a lot more than they are now.
Manello right to the hole. They're going to catch him with a foul, and he'll shoot. I don't know that I've seen a guy right-handed, JV, as comfortable bringing the ball up left-handed as Manello.
And look at the acceleration that he has. Just once that open, he just really hits the afterburner coming through there. Great acceleration on the dribble.
Nearly 70% from the free throw line. But that'll go down right there a little bit. He certainly seems comfortable no matter where he is on the floor. He's underneath, he's fine. He's up front, he's fine.
Well, he's really a natural guard. I think we could put it that way.
1 of 2 goes down for Manello, and it's a 7-point lead for Santa Fe. C.J. Henry has been pretty quiet so far the first 3 minutes of the second half. obviously it looks like what they talked about at the half is to try to get the ball inside an awful lot more to Clark.
Well, you know, they've just really gone into a spread offense with a single post in there with Clark.
Clark stripped from behind, but the foul called in there on Manello. Well, Clark has a very good little right-hand turnaround. And it's very difficult to defend, despite the fact you look over there and Haymaker's 6'8". He's not going to be able to defend that coming over the left shoulder, Coach.
No, that's true. I mean, Haymaker's got the size in there, but you can't do that little baby hook shot. And the fact that Clark is so quick on his feet, he'll whip you one-on-one. That's what it boils down to.
Clark there 56% from the line, but knocks that one down, and that one looks good as well. So he brings his team within 5 with 5.5 to go in the third quarter. Santa Fe breaks the press. Oops, there's Manello out to Haymaker. Won't go. Manello almost had the rebound, knocked it to Putnam, and they're going to run. That basket will not count. Kendall Johnson tried to get him to go in.
Kendall Johnson's got great acceleration. There's a little hesitation right there, and he gets the right call on the block on Hardacre. He just wasn't able to establish himself, but make no mistake, Johnson has got quickness with his feet.
Timeout Putnam City. They trail by 5. 5:16 to go here in the state semifinal. The winner will take on Bartlesville in the championships, and you have to think, JV, now, as I said, you start talking about which way these guys would go and how they would match up. Hey, right now, let me tell you about something else. That's HD TV. Experience March Madness in high definition on CBS HD with Cox Communications. Watch your favorite college basketball team compete for the title of NCAA champion. See how exciting and how real sports programming can look through high definition. Call your local Cox office or visit www.coxoklahoma.com today. Cox HD service is not available in all areas. Here's a look at Manello.
You know, he moves the ball real well, gets the ball over, and here's a challenge right here for the big fella, Drew Haymaker. And, you know, I love players that accepts the challenge. I don't care whether you're a good outside or not. Now another good look inside at Keith Clark and how he can maneuver the ball and get the soft spin on it.
Well, he'll be impossible to stop from down there. Steal, and then the ball back once again to Putnam City.
Great save.
Side, long three. Nope. Udo with the rebound. And here come the Wolves. Hardacre to Udo. Udo to the middle. And there's Manello. And there's the three. That guy's as automatic as you can get as he gives his team a 8-point lead.
But when you can penetrate to the middle and then have someone like Manello on the outside that can shoot that way, you have to stop the guy inside. You can't let him have a layup.
Manello has 20 of his team's 37. Henry to the hole. And you can pick one of about 4 guys with a foul right there.
I think when you see a move like this on Henry, and again, the acceleration, it just makes you appreciate good defense because it's so difficult to stop a guy one-on-one like C.J. Henry.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you something here, and I know you're not in the guy's head, but C.J. Henry scored 11 against Union last year in the finals. He pressed, overplayed a little, and it was kind of looking to make up for that. Do you see some of that happening there on that drive?
No, not really. I think that as a senior, this is the last time around for him. I don't think he's going to feel any pressure other than just the desire to do the best he can do.
It's 1 of 2. His team now down by 7. 4.5 to go, third period. State semifinals, 6A boys. Santa Fe with no trouble. Hardacre to the middle. And Henry knocks that one away. Kendall Johnson with the pass up court. Putnam's going to play a little 1-on-3. Henry can't get that one to go. Rebound inside to Clark. Blocked by Udo. No good, but Clark once again on the rebound and got that one to go. Looked like they were playing volleyball for a minute there, JV. Putnam City ended up with about 4 shots.
Well, 2 great rebounds in there by Clark, and then he got the nice little spin on the last one.
Again, Santa Fe with not a lot of trouble breaking the press. Manello. And an uncharacteristic miss. Ball came off right there to Johnny Young, and he got it to go, but they said that a little action underneath, and it's going to go the other direction.
Yeah, had a little push off in there by Johnny Young just before he got the rebound and put it back.
Santa Fe brings back in, that is number 33, Rodney Island. We've seen him a little bit today, 5'11" guard. He's a junior. 5-point game, 3.5 to go. C.J. Henry just wants to create. You can see it. Now down inside to Clark. And there's that little right hand again, but this one won't go. And Haymaker with the rebound. Putnam with the steal. Some one-on-one to the basket, and that makes it go. Kendall Johnson with terrific body control again. Jumps in, then back out, uses the right hand.
And what a great defensive play by Terninas in there to get the ball right in front of us, Rick. Great defense.
Santa Fe breaks it with a baseball pass. Now they'll set it up, and Hardiker back. They go to Manello, and here comes the drive. C.J. Henry was close to being set inside. They may have called someone on the reach first, but Manello will shoot.
Well, this is like a bowling ball coming through there. Looks like C.J. Henry could have been established in there, but didn't get the call. Manello, too tough on him in there.
They called the foul. I thought they did. They called the foul on Clark there instead of on C.J. Henry. He was fairly close to set, but Clark, they got him for getting him on the arm on the way in, his second foul. Manello misses the second. The Pirates will come down court trailing by 4. Feel the pace slow a little bit here. They got a little manic in the first 5 or 6 minutes, and now they've slowed it down. Henry inside, that's Clark again.
And Clark did a nice job of getting Udo to come around where he opened up and got the lane back to the basket. A nice pass in there by Henry.
And then they called that foul on Hardiker, so Hardiker on the help underneath got that one. Clark misses the first, a 56% free throw shooter. Second won't go. And it looks like they called C.J. Henry on that one.
You know, this is always a problem in a game like this. When you get into the fourth quarter, the foul situation can become a problem very quickly.
Oh, Hardiker already has 4, and you've got to be very careful. He's the guy that's kind of quarterback in your team. He's kind of your press breaker.
Yes, he really is.
Here comes Manello breaking the press. Santa Fe's got it broken now. Haymaker, back to Manello. Oh, and he dishes. And Udo tried to go up for the slam, and I don't know if he tripped over himself or somebody else. I think they're going to call a foul in there.
Oh, now this is just, you take it to the rack.
Watching the replay, you see Clark inside. They got Clark with the body. Keith Clark. That's his third, and they cannot afford to have him in foul trouble.
No, and you can tell by the expression. The guy came to me. I didn't go to him.
Udo misses the first. Yeah, I tell you, expressions on basketball players' faces during fouls are the most classic things in all of sports. That pained expression of, what, me? No.
He is still upset about it.
They'll have to sit him for a while. Udo with his second, and it goes down. So a 5-point Santa Fe lead with just over 2 to go in the third period.
You want to keep it with that 2 possession. Don't let it get 3.
Putnam breaks the press. Udo with the steal. He's got the shot for the jam. Doesn't do that, but look who follows, Manello. And what a terrific left-handed tip.
Well, that's something you always preach to a team. Always follow your teammate's shot.
And again, Manello showing that he can do it from both sides. That was the left hand. Very active now is Edmond. Inside, Ternias with the drive. Nice pass and feed. It's a 5-point game again.
That was a very good feed in there by Kendall Johnson.
Now back to Polovic. Left side. Hardiker. Manello back inside. Haymaker tries to go up, and they get the foul. And he ran all the way around the outside through the cheerleaders and brought the ball back. Gotta like that.
I tell you what, they are really picking up the energy. No doubt about the foul, but he does. He goes around the post, back through the cheerleaders.
Yeah, when you're excited, you know.
The adrenaline is running.
Oh, it is. Now, Haymaker is an 80% free throw shooter, JV. So the big guy knows how to stand up there and knock him down. Brandy Mays checks back in. He's the guy that hit that shot right at the buzzer to end the first half.
Well, you can imagine the feeling that's going through Santa Fe's minds now. They've never won a state championship, and I'm sure maybe down deep they feel like this could be the game that wins the state title for them.
Well, I'm sure, you know, we've heard that before in NFL playoffs and the like. It's the AFC game, it's the title, that kind of thing.
Yes.
I think Bartlesville may have something to say about that.
Oh, they definitely have something to say.
To the middle, Turnius. No foul called, and the three goes up, no good. And here comes Manello. Nice defensive job there by number 4, Demetrius Young. On the other end, and that thing goes down. Demetrius Edwards. 4-point game with 20 seconds to go. All over Manello. And he got it broken. Got it to Haymaker. Manello to the middle. Here comes. You call that what you want. I call that spectacular. Manello with another 2, and it's 45-39.
That's what I call a dipsy-do shot.
At the buzzer, it's no good, and that's how we'll go to the break. The end of period 3. A 6-point lead for Edmond Santa Fe in the state 6A boys semifinals. You're watching Ford Championship Madness here on the Cox Channel. Let's take a look at some of what happened there in the third period. You'll see Clark doing a very nice job inside. And the steal by Putnam, and here they come. Nice little dipsy-do move inside by Kendall Johnson. And finally, Adam Turnius to the hole. JV, as we begin the fourth period, 25 points for Manello. He averages 17, so he's already over his average. Johnson leading Putnam City with 13. Santa Fe needs a little help. Can't get the ball in, and here comes Henry. Long 3. Nope.
And we saw the pressure and the trap coming right now with Putnam City. They are doing it all over the court.
Joey Atkinson in. And there's Brandy Mays, pardon me, in for Santa Fe. Handles that a little bit. That's him out front. But the ball knocked away by Putnam City. They've got 2-on-1. In for the foul. Kendall Johnson takes it to the hole, and that foul will go against Brandy Mays.
Well, that was a good trap out in front in which Kendall Johnson was able to come up with the ball. He gets it. No establishment on the defense. Don't think he could see coming in on the side Demetrius Edwards. He could have laid off for a layup, but you got to take what they give you, and that's what he did, and then just knock your free throws down.
And that's the difference here. Can Kendall Johnson hit him? 67% he shoots from the line. Got that one with no trouble. Brings his team within 5. I don't know, JV, if you're Bartlesville, you're sitting up here watching. Is there one of these you'd rather not play?
I don't think it makes a bit of difference. I think Coach Bart would just be saying, hey, we're in the finals, and just bring it on, and probably hoping that this goes double or triple overtime. Maybe.
Just get them tired. Yeah. Kendall Johnson knocks them both down. 4-point lead for Edmond Santa Fe as they attempt to break the press. Manello way down to Udo. Haymaker. There's Manello again. Back of the rim, and C.J. Henry stays with it long enough to cause Udo to knock it out of bounds, so it'll go to Putnam. When we talked a little at the break, it looked like Edmond Santa Fe may have been the more aggressive, but just here in the first minute already, it looks like Putnam's picked that up. Well,
they extended their defense into the zone trap full court, and that will pick up the momentum for them.
Nice inside move by Johnson, but he can't get the shot down. Knocked away out of bounds by Clark. He's complaining, but it looked as though he knocked it off the hands of the Santa Fe player.
From our vantage point, I think that was a good call.
Now, if you're Putnam, do you stay with the press the rest of the quarter?
Well, they're going to stay with it until they can get back up. I mean, you're down, and what you did the first 3 quarters weren't working, so you've got to go to this.
Polovic in the game, remember. Here comes Manello again. A little too hard, and Henry with the rebound, and he's going to run with it. What body control by Henry. He comes up short and goes around Santa Fe's Rodney Island to lay it in. We're looking at a 2-point game with 6:33 to go, and J.B. Haney, high school guys shouldn't be able to do that with their body.
No, I tell you what, he goes up in the air and the defense is set. Looked like it's going to be an easy charge, but no, he changed directions in midair.
Well, as you can see, they're excited from Putnam. They all want to stay the night and see one more game tomorrow. Bartlesville awaits in the 6A boys finals. Let's take a look at some of what's gone on so far. Udo tries to get the jam and can't, but the nice left hand by Manello.
That's the Dipsy Dude shot.
And there's no other way to put that one, and look at that one.
Oh, that was just a great move. Johnny Young, he had a position established, but C.J. Henry goes up and glides around him.
Well, he jumps and then adjusts his body in the air. And without airfoils, you shouldn't be able to do that unless you're a pilot. Santa Fe and now Hardiker back in the game. That's C.J. Henry that just went right over J.B. Haney. Well, when you're playing 5-on-4, it's a little easier. C.J. Henry just took out my partner. He'll be back in a moment, but Santa Fe goes the other way and gets the bucket. Up by 4 now is is Santa Fe. Welcome back.
You did not.
J.B. Haney, I have not seen you move that fast since someone said free drinks.
Holy mackerel.
Right side, nice shot, good work. Demetrius Edwards knocks that one down, and we're back with him too. Hardiker with a nice ball fake, and he'll break the press. Well, he had it broken and went the other way. Manello brings it back, Haymaker. To the hole, but nothing there. Johnny Young, who has been very quiet this half, tries to put that one up, and it just gets swatted out of bounds.
Well, Rick, I finally got my papers back up here, my lineups. I wonder if that'll make the highlight reel.
You know, C.J. Henry put his foot right on the desk where J.B. sits and then landed on his head. And there he is. I just said he'd been quiet. And you can't say that. I guess Johnny Young knocks it down. C.J. Henry ended up in the second row here at the babysitter. Still, there he is with the ball right now. He's a tough kid.
Well, if you think I'm going to take a charge from C.J. Henry, you're crazy, Rick. I'll get out of his way any day.
I didn't even know you'd move. That's how fast you were. It's a blur. Clark backs in. Udo with the big swat. Other way, and he gets it to go. I should never have said that he'd been quiet. Johnny Young with the last 2 buckets, and he'll shoot a free throw. Watch this block.
Oh, he comes in so strong, talking about Udo. And look at the move down the court by Johnny Young.
Well, he never goes in. Johnny Young takes the dribble and then gets him in the air and then moves into him. You're always going to get to foul that way. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to get the ball.
Yeah, he drops that left shoulder and just makes that contact, but it has no effect on the right-hand shot.
7-point lead now for the Wolves. Trying to make it 8. Young can't do it. Putnam with the rebound, and here comes Henry. Just under 5 to go. And I guess action is all you need to say right here.
Oh, yes.
C.J. Henry wants the shot. He wants the screen. Got it. Back to the three. No good. Haymaker with the rebound. And they're going to call Clark for reaching around, and Clark can't afford that. Clark with the reach around all the way down under the basket. His 4th foul with 4:35 to go, and they cannot afford to have him foul out.
No, they can't. Both teams in the bonus. That's always important coming down the end.
So to the line goes Drew Haymaker, an 80% free throw shooter, 6'8" junior. Keith Clark gonna have to go sit down for a minute. What do you think? They'll bring him back around 2.5?
Oh yes, they'll bring him back. I think they got him out not because of the foul. I think they got him out just kind of let him cool off a little bit.
Haymaker with no trouble with the first. Puts his team up by 8. And if it's time to get after it for Putnam City, this is it. It's now or never. Haymaker has it up by 9. That's what you'd expect. C.J. Henry with the ball from way downtown. Won't go. Hardiker can't quite get the rebound, and Putnam City gets it back. Little inside drive, and you know what? That's going to send him to the free throw line. Putnam City's Demetrius Edwards will go, and they're going to call that one on the quarterback of the Edmond Santa Fe team, Chance Hardiker, and that will be 5 on him.
Well, you see the baseline drive in there and the short shot put up by Demetrius Edwards.
And you see that Hardiker clearly did foul him, so he's gone now. They'll come back in with probably Polovic. Also unwrapping his left shoulder is Andy Shaw. They're going to rewrap his shoulder. They're putting Shaw back in a brace so he can go back in. Shaw injured early in this game. Right now, Rodney Island's going to check in.
Well, there's a lot of time left, even though the lead has increased to 9 points for Santa Fe. Still a lot of time, but rebounding has been so important here, and Santa Fe has just truly been strong and very key rebounds that they were getting.
First free throw looks like an easy one right there for Demetrius Edwards. Boy, and these are pressure in here. You can't miss from the line now from Putnam City. Can't get the second one to go, but Henry with the rebound and dribbles it while he's sitting. Talk about presence of mind and athletic ability. He's on his rear end on the court dribbling the ball so he can't get called.
And call timeout.
All at the same time.
Before they get a timeout, a tie ball on him.
This guy can do just a little bit of everything. You know what? If he's a better baseball player, I'd like to see him play.
I would like to see him play baseball.
They think he's going to make millions. All right, 4 minutes, 13 seconds to go. An 8-point lead for Santa Fe. Coach, what does Putnam City have to do?
Well, they have to bring the pressure, Rick. You know, they started out at the beginning of the fourth quarter when they closed the gap, so they've got to get some steals, and they can't just give up on the press. You can't give up the easy ones. And, of course, it's going to come down to the foul shooting, and games like this always does. And even though that the Santa Fe only shoot 64% from the free throw line, they still, I bet, will shoot better than that when it gets to the end.
Well, as of right now, you look at the free throws so far, the Wolves 9 of 15, the Pirates 10 of 19, so obviously one more point for Putnam City, but a worse percentage from the line. And if you just start looking at percentages, Haymaker at 80%, Manello 69, Udo 61, Shaw 64. And these guys, Brandy Mays, when he's in the game, 86%. The only guy out there, and it's strange, JV, Johnny Young, who's great from three-point range, shoots 45% from the free throw line.
And sometimes that doesn't make sense, does it?
Well, you know, some guys will tell you, I just can't shoot from less than 18. Inbounds from Putnam, and very quickly up with the three. And it's down. Once again, Kendall Johnson.
And it's back to a two-possession game.
18 for Johnson, and there's the drive, but Henry with the block, and Haymaker to follow. Now that was a big putback for Santa Fe.
It was a very big basket.
7-point game. They want that ball in Johnson's hand. Another long three. That one in and out. Haymaker looked to have the rebound, and then look, here comes Henry, and he knocks it off one of the Santa Fe players.
And did you see where Henry went up? He was completely on the far side of the 3-second lane, and he was airborne.
Well, he was very frustrated by losing the state championship last year to Union. Wanted it very, very badly this year, so I don't expect in the last 3.5 minutes we'll see anything less than 110% from him. And remember, if you like this one, there's more all day and night right here on the Cox Channel. High school basketball state championships. Henry from the corner. Way off, but that one goes, in and out of the hands of Putnam City's Demetrius Edwards. Had the ball and dribbled it right off his foot.
You know, he did a great job of getting position to get the defense or the offensive board, and then the bad luck of putting it off his toe.
Manello picks up his dribble, gives it off to Island. Haymaker throws it to nobody, and we'll get the turnover. Putnam City will have it back, down 7 by a little over 3 minutes to go. Plenty of time, huh?
Oh, there's all kinds of time left in this ball game.
You know, it seems strange to say that down by 7, but we saw guys get that done last night. We saw a 4-point play in 3 seconds. Turnovers 14 so far for Edmond. Santa Fe 6 only for Putnam City.
But Putnam City has not been able to take advantage of the turnovers when they forced it on Santa Fe, and they have to do that here in the closing minutes.
Putnam City once again trying to live a little bit by the 3. Henry from way out there, got that one to go. Makes it a 4-point game.
And that's back to the 2 possession.
And Haymaker calls timeout. They want to talk this over. Now, we talked last time, JV, about what, Santa Fe, or what Edmond, or that is Putnam City has to do. I'll get my tongue out of its leather sheath in a moment. With a 4-point lead, what does Santa Fe have to do to protect it?
Well, the one thing you can't do, I think, in this era of basketball on the high school level, you can't freeze the ball. You just have to be careful. There's a nice, really easy shot coming out of the out-of-bound play. And, when you get one of those on one pass, at this particular point in time, you save seconds as well.
Look how far out.
Oh, yeah. He's looking down. He knew just where he was on the floor.
Henry has 14 points and 10 rebounds. Let's talk about some three-pointers here today. The Wolves 9 of 17, Pirates 6 of 26. And JV, one of the things that creates long rebounds. And that's why the rebounding has been probably a little bit off, because you'd expect with Clark that Putnam City would have a rebound advantage, but those long rebounds can go so easily back to the other team.
Well, Putnam City shooting 35% on the year from 3-point. Now, they're certainly not doing that in this game, but with almost 3 minutes left, that could be improved, as we just saw C.J. Henry come up with a big 3.
Well, he can hit at any time, and Kendall Johnson has hit several today as well, and looks like he's a guy, and he looks like the guy that can't create the shot. He needs to catch and shoot, but if they get him open, he's dangerous.
You know, you were talking about what needs to be done on Santa Fe. I think if they go into any type of a conservative game, it would not be to their advantage. My coaching would be play just like we've been playing. Don't lose the aggressiveness.
I think one of the things you might want to do is just get it to Manello. They do, and he gets tied up mid-court. Possession arrow to the Pirates.
Well, this trapping defense has been effective for Putnam City here in the 4th period.
Manello hasn't touched it a lot in the last couple of minutes, Coach.
Well, when you get in that scrambling, trapping defense, it's harder to get the ball to him.
Here's the matchup, Manello and Henry. They go back to Johnson. He's got a hand in his face. That one partially blocked. And now Edmond goes back to Manello, and he's going to take it by himself. Reach-in foul there on Johnson. And in the bonus, Manello will shoot. And you said it, and you know it's going to come down to it. We're going to hit down to a free throw game here at the end.
Oh, definitely. And Manello here, watch out. He just goes through. If he can get a hand, if he can get his nose through in a little seam, he's going to go on through and pick up that foul. 69% from the line for Manello. Hits the first.
Big shots, and Edmond is hitting the big shots when it needs. The big putback basket about a minute ago, and now the free throws. Manello makes it look easy, hits both ends, 6-point game. 2.5 to go. C.J. Henry wants to get everybody out of the way. Manello and Henry, that's the story. A terrific move and a right hand off the glass by Henry.
How about the elevation again?
4-point game. Udo down court. Up with the kind of awkward shot there with Johnny Young. And that'll end up being a foul on the other end. We're going to go to the other end and shoot.
In the bonus. I couldn't see who the foul was on.
We'll watch it right here on the replay.
On Drew Haymaker.
Yep, Haymaker over the back. Going to the line, Demetrius Young for Putnam City. 65% from the line so far this year. Makes that one look pretty easy. 3-point game.
Well, we've talked throughout the game, Rick, and I think everyone watching the game as well as us and here in the Mabee Center felt it would go to this in the last minute.
Young hits them both, and we're down to 2. Timeout, Putnam City. They're going to talk it over. A 2-point Edmond Santa Fe lead. The winner will play tomorrow night in the 6A state championship game against Bartlesville. Bartlesville winning earlier against Midwest City. Let's take a look at some of the offense from Edmond Santa Fe so far in this game. And of course, a great deal of it has been Manello, but other guys have contributed too, including that one right there, Johnny Young.
Johnny Young really has. He's come in and played great. Comes right back and does it again on the layup.
Got that one blocked, but you take a look at Haymaker coming underneath. All right, shooting so far tonight. Well, there's one story right there, Coach.
Well,
Edmond Santa Fe at 50%.
It is getting closer together, Rick. 50 and 37, and there's going to be several more shots put up here in the last 2 minutes, so those will get down to probably both of them in the 40s.
Nice shot at Guy Hardiker, his team coming in 3rd state tournament. Not an awful lot, but remember, it's not a school that's been around an awful long time. When you look at the other side, Putnam City, they put out a few athletes, haven't they?
They have won a few state championships in their time. They definitely have. And it does make a difference when this is the first time you've been this far. I don't care how good you are, it takes a little out of you.
Manello goes to Hardiker, goes to Haymaker, but throws it over his head. 1:47 to go, a 2-point lead for the Wolves, and the ball to Putnam City. C.J. Henry with the drive again. They're going to call that one a jump ball. Manello held his ground, and the possession arrow will go back to Santa Fe.
You know, that's a call that you see go against an offensive player an awful lot, but you can look right here. There's no foul. That's a good call by the officials.
Manello and Haymaker both did a nice job of just standing straight vertical.
And hold the hand straight up in the air, right.
Putnam City with the pressure out front, but they get the foul. That'll send Rodney Island to the line. Big free throws right here. Just over a minute to go. You feel he's feeling any pressure, huh?
Yes, he is feeling pressure, especially, a player that he only averages 1 point a game.
Oh, and there's that shooter's rim you talked about here at the Mabee Center.
Yeah. And let's give Rodney Island a little credit for putting it up there. Very soft.
Well, right at this point in the game, when your legs are going anyway and you're a little bit nervous, your likelihood is you get it so short, and he put enough on it. You saw the free throws there, very important so far tonight, and both those roll in by Rodney Island, so he's living right.
That is soft.
4-point game. Henry goes back out front to Clark from way downtown. Manello with the rebound, and nice position by Manello. Goes to Udo. Got a 3-on-1. Udo with some body control, and I think they're going to say he was over the rim, Coach. Let's take a look on the graphic.
Yeah, let's see if that was offensive goaltending. Great move in there to put it up.
And it's Udo that gets his own tip, but that ball is still on the rim. There's Clark with a soft right hand, but it won't go, and Udo with the rebound. Island out front, back to Udo. Oh, and look, there's Manello. Inside move, a little dipsy-do, and a terrific shot. 6-point edge now, under a minute to go. Well, they won't go away. Kendall Johnson throws it up and in.
No, there's still basketball left, Rick.
Probably more than anybody would think.
And, a great credit to the Santa Fe Wolves, because they have not in any way backed off. They haven't tried to kill any clock. They've played just the way they have played to get the lead and to try to maintain it. And that's a credit to the players and to the coaching staff for doing that.
Well, you know, here, let's take a look in the Putnam City huddle and listen to A.Day Birchie.
Right here. Great pressure, great trap, great lead. Can't give up an easy basket, can't give up fouls. We can make it. Come on. Let's go. 81 seconds. Only down 4.
Appearances for Putnam City.
With that pressure. No catch the throw, man. Trap right away. You've got nothing leak out to the basket. Nothing. Hard trap. Get it back up. Make the steal. That's all we can do. It's no trap. Hard. Right here.
One of the keys there, JB, at the end is you heard him say there's a lot of time. So he wants to make sure his guys aren't pressing too much early on and maybe take a shot they don't want to take.
Well, we've seen so much happen in 40 seconds and less, and I wouldn't be surprised that we see a lot of different things happen here in the last 40 seconds. But again, I just have to admire what Santa Fe has done, been able to maintain that momentum and sustain it through some very tough periods.
Well, and as the foul comes in the backcourt, you don't want to dwell on this too much, but as we have a 4-point game right now, you think back to that last second three that ended the first half.
Big. Very big.
Huge. You're looking at a 1-point game without that.
Yes, you are.
So, I mean, that one is going to play heavily probably toward the end of this game. And who's back at the line again but Rodney Eilert? Well, that one's a little short. Up by 4. If he hits one and makes it a 5-point game, you've made it awfully tough.
Still 2 possession, whether he hits it or whether he doesn't. But if he doesn't, you could go with 2 twos.
And he does. So it's a 5-point lead with just over 30 seconds to go.
Now you got to have a 3-point. It doesn't make a difference which one it comes. It's got to come now or later.
Henry looked like he tried to take it. Goes inside instead to Clark, and Udo slaps it out of bounds. And they're going to call a foul on Haymaker before.
You'll see the drop step coming in, and coming up over the top with just dynamite was Udo.
Udo did the nice job, and Haymaker got him a little early, so
yes.
Clark will go to the line. 56% free throw shooter. This is the front end.
You have to hit those free throws in the stretch.
Clark is only a junior. This guy's going to be back. Knocks down the second. So a 4-point game with 28.5 seconds to go. Haymaker has the inbounds. He's not the guy you want to foul, and they did. Jump ball with possession arrow in the Pirates.
Well, they get him trapped right over in front of the bench. That's a good call.
Yep.
C.J. Henry, he did not have the arm. He had the ball.
And Henry with the ball now. Wants the three, and he'll take it from way outside. Not quite enough, but a tip in. Inside, that was Demetrius Edwards with the tip. And we're back to a 1-point game.
And you're back to having someone on the free throw line at Santa Fe, and it will go to the last possession.
Well, and you're looking again at some pretty good free throw shooters out there. They have Mays in the game and Haymaker. Both shoot 80 and better. Look at Henry here. From way outside, and that ball just a little short.
Oh, and what a tip in there. What great acceleration by Demetrius Edwards waiting on it. Great offensive rebound.
Here's your 3-point totals for the day. Edmond Santa Fe 9 of 17. The Pirates 6 of 28. Wow.
That's not very good shooting on the part of the Pirates over their season average.
That's around 22% or so, and they're what, about 35% for the season?
Yeah, they are on the year. They were shooting like 35% from the 3-point line.
So now, if you're over in the Putnam City huddle, you're talking about who to foul, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But, you know, with the quickness they have, they will try to steal the ball. They'll try to trap it one time, and then if they don't, they will get the foul, I'm sure.
16 seconds to go, just a tad bit over that. A 2-point game. Edmond Santa Fe in the lead. The winner plays Bartlesville for the 6A state title tomorrow night, right here at the Mabee Center, and you'll see it here on the Cox Channel.
They got 4 up. Look for a long throw here, Rick. It's kind of an inviting one.
They want Manello, but can't get it to him. And they'll call a timeout. Excellent job by Putnam City. You mentioned the quickness there. Excellent job by Putnam City of walling off all the guys who have a shot at the inbounds.
And, you know, they have the opportunity to get the 5-second count on him if they really can cover inside.
And remember, these two teams are 1-1. Back on December the 2nd, Putnam City beat Santa Fe 72-62 at Putnam. Then they went a little bit to the north up to Edmond Santa Fe, and the Pirates lose that one 60-55 back on January the 28th. You know, we talked about C.J. Henry an awful lot. His father, Carl Henry, was a player of the year and played for Ted Owens at Kansas.
Yes, he did. Outstanding player.
So it does run in the family, doesn't it?
Genes are very important, aren't they?
Yeah, all you have to do is look at mine and you realize we were all donuts. I'm telling you.
I didn't say that. Really.
No, but it's true. Someone asked if I was in shape. I said, yeah, round's a shape. All right, here we go. They're going to call the hold out front.
And
that's what goes against Demetrius Edwards.
You know, and if you're going to foul, do it. No clock off. No time off the clock.
And you're sending Manello to the line, and he does shoot 69%, but not as good a free throw shooter as Haymaker or Mays. 14 of 21 today so far for Santa Fe from the free throw line, and here comes Manello. 31 points today, 6 of 8 from the field. But he doesn't get that one.
And that will allow Putnam City to tie or go ahead with the three, depending on what he does on this one.
Huge shot, and he got it to go. 1 3-pointer away from the tie, and here comes Putnam. C.J. Henry. That's what he does. Knocks it down. From NBA 3, he ties the ball game. 7 seconds to go. Well, I don't know if they believe Coach A.J. Birchie when you said you had plenty of time, JV, but they certainly did.
Oh, look, you look at him in replay. He's going for the basket just as soon as he can. Good open look, even though it was NBA. He doesn't have to be 19-9.
Well, and he had such good position. He had the elbow underneath. That is a classic shot and hit nothing but the bottom of the net. Now 7 of 29 from 3 for the Pirates. 9 of 17, as you can see, for Santa Fe. So 7 seconds to go. Obviously, Manello's an option. Do you go to the obvious, or do you do something a little bit off, like Mays, your three-point shooter, or get it inside the Haymaker?
Well, I know one thing. If Manello gets the ball, what he's been doing, Rick, he has been taking it 90 feet to the rim. And in 7 seconds, he can certainly do that. I'm sure that they have an end-of-game. Every coach has some end-of-game situations that they work on every day. And a lot of times you won't understand it from the sideline, but make no mistake about it, Coach Hardacre knows what he's doing, and he's going to have some kind of a plan. But on the other hand, you got that defensive strategy going on.
Absolutely.
So that's what makes it so exciting, and it's hard to tell what will happen. But also, there's always alternates. If this don't happen, then we got to carry through with Plan B.
Well, and Putnam will come with the pressure to try to slow that up the court run. They've also brought back in Keith Clark, the big guy, number 45. 7 seconds to go.
Always what you hate to see here is a foul ending the game.
Into Udo, and he's drawn to Manello. Manello by himself, and he hit it! He hit him with his left hand as time ran out. What a way to end what has been a classic basketball game. That's a 34 points for Manello, the last two off balance and to the left, and it sends Edmond Santa Fe to their first ever state championship game. JB, let's watch it again.
A little off balance, he was twisting in midair, but he put it in the net, and no way. Time was still on the clock. There was a second left that you can see down the right-hand corner. What a pressure shot that was.
Well, the ball goes through with about a second to go, but Putnam City had no chance to do anything with it, and you saw the crowd on the floor. What a terrific semifinal game here in 6A. Well, I'm tired. I don't know about you. You've already had to dodge a player.
I tell you what, this has been really a sweating type game, hasn't it, from the opening tip.
Well, JV's going to collect himself. We'll do the same thing. Edmond Santa Fe will play Bartlesville in the 6A title game. Let's find out about all the games around the state. Back to the studio here at the Ford Championship Madness, right here on the Cox Channel.